Now, here's the new, pretty much hot little piece of gossip currently. The RX 490 is supposedly going to be as strong as the GTX 1080. Personally, I'm not only hoping this is true, I am hoping it completely surpasses the 1080 in more than ashes of the singularity. Please, God, don't let it be ashes of the singularity. Let's look at the article, shall we? Possible AMD Radeon RX 490 ashes of the singularity benchmark spotted. God damn it. AMD Radeon's RX 490 is one of the most mysterious graphics cards in recent memory. A GPU we were certain would have appeared on retail shelves by this point, but yet this is evidently not the case. And as 2016 is drawing to a close and the rumors of Vega take over the news, we're left with an intriguing question: exactly what the GPU core inside the RX 490 will be, or even if AMD would opt not to release it and instead would cater to a high-end purely with the Vega 10 next year. Now, for those of you who don't know, there was a lot of talk where the 490 would drop around this time. There's a lot of speculations, a lot of leaks. It was on Sapphire's website. It was on AMD's website. Even a week ago, there was talk of the 490 on some game that was on Steam, and then it got changed for the recommendations. I wish I kept that for you, which means the RX 490 might still be coming, especially if a leak like that happened yet a week ago versus the stuff that was talked about over the summer. But as this article stated, and as many of us are already aware of, the 1080 Ti is going to be shown at CES in January. So AMD most likely is, I don't know, like if the 490 is coming, I would hope that the 490 is something that would be on the level of a 1080, and whatever Vega 10 is something like a Fury X2, Fury X3, whatever the fuck they want to call it, and hopefully that can come in and compete with the Titan and the 1080 at a reasonable price. Frankly, everybody right now is clamoring for something from AMD to actually fight back the NVIDIA price gouging of the century. Now, some people have said on my videos, like, hey, you're getting mad at NVIDIA doing what a business does. There's a difference between being a business and being a monopoly, or being a business that can see, hey, we've got no competition. Now let's rack up those prices really high. Like, how can you defend a company basically trying to rape our wallets? How do you defend that? Like, really? Nestle is in Canada taking gallons of water, and they only get charged $3.25 from Canada for a couple hundred gallons, and they sell you this little shitty ass water bottle for like $2 and you're sitting here like, hey, they're doing what a company does. I don't know why people defend companies. It blows my mind. Anyway, but yet another link has popped up showing the GPU device identified only as the 687FC1 running Ashes of the Singularity. This is of particular interest because the naming scheme is very close to other cards in the AMD 400 series. For instance, the 67DFC7 is a device ID'd as their Radeon RX 480 graphics card. So far it appears, as we don't know the card is running at final clocks, that the 490 is roughly about the performance of a multi-GPU Radeon 200 series, let's say an RX 290X Crossfire, and pretty close to either a GTX 1080 or a 1070. So there's a few possibilities with the branches we're seeing. Either the card, assuming it is a Radeon 490, is Vega 10 or Vega 11 based, or Vega won't see a release until, let's say, late quarter Q2 of 2017, and AMD wants something to counter NVIDIA's higher end in the meantime. According to Speaking Alpha transcripts, the AMD CEO Lisa Su, 2017, we really roll out sort of our high-end performance roadmap. A few years ago, we decided that the CPU performance was absolutely critical and we needed to start from scratch. And so Zen is our high-performance CPU. That is really a significant enhancement over what we had previously. Well, without reading the rest of this, I'm going to surmise from it all that the 490 could possibly be on the horizon. This will most likely be their 1070, 1080 card. I'm going to basically go on a limb and say most likely the 490 will perform around a 1070. So it'll be about a 980 Ti 1070, maybe on some occasions where games favor AMD or games that favor DX12, the 480 will be completely competitive with the 1080. I want AMD to do well, but I don't really have my hopes up. Fingers crossed. And I'm guessing whatever the Fury card is going to be, Fury 2 or whatever, that's most likely going to be the card that they're going to put up against the 1080 Ti and the Titan. Fingers crossed that this actually happens in January. please, AMD, don't wait too long. Also, by the way, come up with a proprietary software that's like Shadow Play, and I'll jump ship. Well, that's going to do it for me for now. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you as always for tuning into my channel. I don't know about you or whether you're waiting for the whole AMD and Zen, the whole 9 yards. I think Zen is the CPU, right? From what I've been hearing, the Zen CPU, the 8-core, 16-thread, outperforms Intel's 65 i7-6530 or something like that, a 6-core processor, the one that's like $600. So AMD might just come out swinging this time around. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, I'm sure we've all said this before, been let down. Oh well, I'm out.